So did you hear that Pete Hegseth has announced that the U.S. Navy will be removing the name Harvey Milk from one of its ships? Yeah, this is part of Pina Colada Pete's ongoing contributions to the Trump administration's so-called war on DEI and wokeness, which in reality has meant purging the military of Black history, Latino history, women's history, and LGBTQ plus history. Not to mention Hegseth's effort to kick trans service members out of the military. Why was a naval vessel named for Harvey Milk? Because he was an activist who fought for gay rights in the 1960s and 1970s, activism that led to his assassination in 1978. Also, Harvey Milk was a U.S. Navy veteran who served during the Korean War and who was later kicked out of the service on suspicion that he was gay. But Pete Hegseth? He thinks this is woke BS and that Milk has got to go. Tellingly, a few months ago, Pete had the opposite view when it came to renaming 2 military bases for Confederate generals Benning and Bragg. And here we can see what's really going on. Societies put up monuments and name important things after people to celebrate them and the values they stood for. In the 1890s, Southerners put up hundreds of Confederate monuments to declare their esteem for the Confederacy, its efforts to preserve slavery for all time, and white supremacy. Recent efforts to remove Confederate monuments and rename buildings reflects a consensus that most Americans no longer esteem the Confederacy, slavery, or white supremacy. Hegseth's restoration of Confederate names for forts is a signal that the Trump administration honors white supremacy. Full stop. Hegseth's removal of Harvey Milk's name from a Navy ship is likewise a signal to evangelicals and Christian nationalists that the Trump administration opposes the idea that LGBTQ plus Americans deserve their full measure of equality and respect. And if you don't believe me, consider the timing of the announcement, the first week of Pride Month. It's an overt gesture of homophobic disdain. Also, for Pete Hegseth, it's clear that he sees this as yet another opportunity to prove to everyone that he is a super-duper hetero-manly man who is totally not insecure about his super-duper hetero-manly manliness. Not one little bit. Honestly, Pete, the biggest thing that people question about an unqualified DUI hire like you is your intelligence. And there's nothing you can do about that.